Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is a different type of video. I want to talk about Baldur's Gate. I am a very huge fan. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of Lawrence Studios, but I've put in about 370 hours in Divinity Original Sin 2. So I felt like I should give my my thoughts. This is all opinion, so I'm just sharing it. Going through the playthrough with Baldur's Gate. I feel like this should at least have been a demo. I don't think they should have released this to people at least at full price at $59.99. Cause even for a AAA studio game, this early access shit is just way too buggy, bro. It has so many bugs, so many graphical glitches and errors. They say it's about 20, 25 hour gameplay. I wouldn't say that. I mean, if you are like speed runner, I wouldn't say speed runner like me, but I'm not really a speed runner. But if you're casually just doing quests, banging them out like I did, I already reached basically the end. And over in this area over here is saying, you can't proceed anymore. Thanks for playing the early access. I'm like, what? That was only like 7 hours of gameplay. Like I can't even continue the rest of the story. And like I said, I understand it's early access, but this is the first time I've ever played the early access game, and it felt more like a demo than it did. Like early access means at least you could play the full game, and at least this is what it means to me, that you could play the full game, but expect it to be hella bugs and shit. Now I didn't read over all the patch notes and all the dev commentary and all that shit, so they probably did explain like, hey, look, y'all can only do part one and then tell us how it is. But I think I don't know, maybe it's because of the pandemic, COVID, all that shit, but I really think they should at least like had this as a demo, because this is what it feels like. It feels like a demo. It does not feel like a full game, and it feels like they need to make a lot of changes. Not that many. I do like the combat a lot. I like the being able to jump thing whenever there's no cooldown on that outside of combat. I like that. Um, but a lot of things like the stiff wings, like on the tieflings, the wings are so stiff, or whatever they want to call them. The wings are so stiff. Sometimes your character just sits there and he's not moving or breathing or blinking, and it just looks like a fucking robot. Um, the hair physics, there's no hair physics. Hold on, I'll show you real quick. So I talked to this lady and she moves her head. From Hellspawn to Angry Druids, I'm definitely buying my way to Baldur's Gate. But you see how she's like talking and her hair doesn't have any physics? The crazy thing is, when you're in the character creation, they have hair physics. So I'm like, how could they not incorporate that into the dialogue? Sometimes when cutscenes are loading, everybody looks like Play-Doh, or the graphics didn't load in yet, so everybody's just fucking looking like moldy mesh. I'm like, how is that? How is that at least not fixed? You get frame rate drops. Like in this area, I'm hitting 30 frames per second in this one area. There's like nothing here. So I'm like, why am I hitting 30 frames? And I'm running Divinity Original Sin at 60 frames per second. So it's like, even at early access, why am I getting these frame rate drops? Crazy frame rate drops. And I was listening to Gameranx, the before you buy shit, and he basically said, "Yeah, guys, go ahead and buy this game." I'm like, "No, do not buy this game as it is right now. At least give us some time to fucking fix those bugs and add some more content." Like, holy shit, like I'm like literally, like I said, I'm at the end of the part where it's saying you can't progress anymore. Thanks for playing early access. No, and that's only 7 hours of gameplay. I'm not a completionist and shit. I got OCD where I need to complete every fucking quest line and shit like that. I'm literally just did one storyline trying to get this fucking bug out of my head, and I'm literally at the end, only playing like 7 hours of the game. Now, don't get me wrong. The combat is really fun. It's really engaging. It's just like Divinity. Everybody in the fucking world will whoop your ass straight when you get out that goddamn ship. Your ship crashes to the ground. Boom, you end up on the island. Everybody's whooping your ass. You got bugs whooping your ass. little cats jumping out the tree. I'm just making up shit, but everybody and their mother is fucking beating your ass. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, so the difficulty is there. It's basically the same for Divinity. Lawrence Studios, they know how to just add random shit and everybody can whoop your ass left and right. But the combat does give you more options, like being able to push people off cliffs and shit like that. That I found that really fun to do. Um, Another thing that I didn't like is the conversations. They give you these dice rolls on conversations, but they give it to you like back to back. I didn't understand that. It's like, so one guy would be like, "Oh, do you want to do this?" And then the dice roll, and I'm like, "All right, boom, I got a 20 check on the dice roll." And then he asked me another thing, and I'm doing another dice roll. It's like, what was the point of the first dice roll if y'all gonna give me another dice roll back to back? It feels like your dice rolls don't mean anything. It's like, fuck it. I'd rather just fail every dice roll because my decision doesn't matter. Because as soon as I roll a perfect dice roll, they giving me another dice roll option, which basically going to lead me back to the same failure if I would have failed the first one. So I felt like the conversation dice rolls are just useless. And another thing is you can't put your stats in. They don't like when you level up. You're not allowed to. I'm trying to go to it. I forgot what button it was. But basically, like 9 charisma and stuff like that and all that. These are like automatic when you level up. So I can't put any points into these. So for example, I go like all conversations are based on charisma, right? Or some of them are. A lot of them are. So the highest character I got that has the highest charisma is Will or whatever you want to pronounce his name. And basically I have to go into every conversation with him because I can't fucking as my main character I can't put any into speech or persuasion. And you say it's persuasion -1. It's like I'm the main character. Why can't I at least level that up so I can convince people I'm supposed to be the leader? I'm over here using the side nigga to do all my shit for me. And it's like I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to. My main character in every game that I play, I always like max out the persuasion because I'm usually headstrong into the conversations with my main character. I'm not walking in. But you can walk in the conversation with anybody, but I don't want to have to do that as being the main character. I'm the hero. Why am I walking into conversations using Will so he can talk to the lady and let somebody free? Like he's not the leader. I'm the leader, bitch. Fuck you. Why can't I talk to them? And I don't really like that. Like you can't. There's not a lot of build diversity. It simplifies it for like new players and stuff. But for people that want to build and make their own thing, you don't really have that freedom to do that because you're locked behind a point system that automatically levels you up. And you can't like what if I wanted to like, all right, I want to switch my build. Now I want to add more wisdom or something. I want to add more intelligence. I don't know. Fuck around and be able to throw spells now at this certain level. Now you can't do that because they just don't give you that option to do that. So I feel like you're really locked behind your decisions, especially with the dice rolls. It don't feel like you like when you make a dice roll in a conversation. It's not. I'm not saying all of them, but majority of them. I remember I had when the guy was on the ground and the bug was crawling out his eye, and I did a dice roll. I'm like, all right, fuck it, crush the bug, and then it said, no, you don't want to crush the bug. It gave me another dice roll. Boom, I passed that one. Are you sure you want to crush the bug? And I failed the last one, and it basically took me back to the first dice roll that I took during the conversation and said, no, you didn't want to crush the bug. And the bug just like slithers away into the ground. I'm just like, what the fuck was the point of giving me the option of crushing the bug? And I passed that, that check, that dice roll, and I still didn't get it. So overall opinion for the early access, and like I said earlier, I know that it's early access. I know that it's gonna come with a lot of bugs. I know all of this shit. I've been reporting them. I've been on the Reddit. I've been on the forums. I've been, trying to communicate with the devs and let them know. But overall opinion, I would say let the game come out fully. Wait that whole fucking year, whatever they say they're gonna be. But as of right now, $59.99 for this is not acceptable. No, dude, I would not pay 59.99 for this because it has way too many bugs. Sometimes the fingers are too stiff. When you're in conversations and the character swaps to another animation, he goes into T pose. Sometimes it's like two characters behind him. It's like duplicates of the same character. It's like I ran into so many bugs. Like never in my life have I played early access, and it's just been bugs out the ass, yo. I'm just like, what the hell is this shit, yo? Is this early access or is this alpha? Like, are y'all done? But what I can say is, if you're a big Dragon Age fan, the facial animations, the conversations, the way that each character has their own personality, it draws you in. It wants you to keep playing and keep being like her right here. This is my girl right here. She straight up don't give a fuck. She's like, I'm getting to my destination. We can't be sitting here talking forever. Come on, we gotta go. We can't save these people. And I'm like, shit. And then one guy's like, man, we gotta help the city. We can't just sit here and let them die. And then they basically arguing with each other. It feels like Dragon Age. Dragon Age 2 at least. Dragon Age 3, Inquisition. I was like, yeah, I didn't really like it. Dragon Age 1 was the best out of all of them. Hands down. But if you like Dragon Age, if you like the compelling characters and characteristics, personalities, all that shit, this is the game for you. But if you want a complete game, I would say wait, hold your money off. 59.99 is not worth it, especially for a game where you can't even get to the next scene. And I understand the developers probably made that clear and all that, but right now I would say save your money. Cyberpunk or another game, but right now I can't agree with Gameranx. I love Gameranx before you buy. I watch that series, but right now I would say this is not a good game to buy right now at its current state, the early access. If you bored, you got some money to splurge, whatever you want to fucking try it out, go ahead and do that. It's your money. I can't convince you to do that. But just for people coming in thinking it's gonna be top or whatever, save your money. I'm just trying to warn you now. Just save your money. And thanks for watching.